Hello everyone, my name is Liam Drake, co-founder of Kairos AI. I'm more the backend guy doing the technical stuff. So I just thought I would push out some videos, give some value to you guys of automations we've done in the past for clients, whether it's an automation that you can use in your own business or it's something that you can use as an example to sell to other businesses, whatever you see fit. I hope it provides some value. I'm just gonna dive right in, show you the back end side of it, the process, how it works, some lessons I learned along the way, which might be useful for you. As you can see, I have the n8n flow. A quick rundown of what it does. Essentially, it looks pretty big, but it actually fulfills quite a simple purpose. It essentially connects to this client's inbox, which is a construction company, and it reads all the incoming warranty claims and fault claims that people on construction sites send through. So they send it via email, and they have to send a few things, a few criteria they need to hit, whether it's the site ID, sending the person's name, the photos. There's a whole lot of stuff that they need to send, and the issue this company faced was that they were doing this manually. So if a report came in, someone would manually go and check it, see what information was missing, what was present, and then they would ask for missing information, or if it was present, they would then put that information in a sheet coming from this inbox. So they would come in, check the inbox, see what needs to be done, what tickets have been logged correctly, and then they would come and manually input it into all of these columns, which, as you can imagine, is quite a job, and a job that AI can very well do. Into the backend side of it, I'm going to show you the source and what I made, which may look complex, but it's really nothing too crazy. When you split these things up into parts, it's quite simple how to understand the logic, and it also makes it easier for you to fine-tune the model. Starting from the top, it reads the emails every 60 seconds. That's very self-explanatory. If you've ever used any automation software before, you can check the emails every couple minutes. As you can see, I have it set to every 3 minutes. So it scans all of the emails. It then gets the full thread of the email, reformats that thread, so it turns it into a readable conversation, which the agent or AI agents like this one and this one can easily read, because normal email HTML is very messy, it's very cluttered, and it's difficult for agents to read it. So you need to make it very easy for the agents to understand the context of what's going on, because when you go into email threads and conversations and use cases that require a lot of context and understanding from top to bottom, the agent, you can't allow the agent to get confused. Otherwise you're gonna have it replying and hallucinating with the wrong answers. So that's definitely the first valuable piece of information whenever it comes to reading emails or building automations that look at email inboxes. You need to make it easy for the AI agent to understand. Okay, so we get the emails, we look at them, we reformat them, and then what we do is we filter them out. So that's very simple. This agent here just filters them out so that if there's any spam emails, if there's any marketing, it just throws it away essentially. So over here, those will come through here to no operation, do nothing. If it is deemed by this filter node that it is a email we should look at, it will pass through this if node, and it will begin with the main part of the automation. So the reason I say it's not too complex is because it looks complex, because the whole first part is just filtering out bad emails and reformatting the thread, but the main actual automation lies here in this second half. So this agent here, it looks at the thread, and it is the agent that as you can see, I I like to swear at the agents. I don't know if that's a valuable nugget, but when you use vulgarity and force with agents, they seem to listen to you more. Maybe it's the same concept as a child. When you're a little bit more forceful, maybe they're more likely to listen to you. I don't know what the concept is, but for me, it actually seemed to work. So this agent, it just looks at the entire thread. It then looks for all of those criteria. If those criteria are not met, it outputs an empty string. If the criteria is met, it outputs that variable with the criteria that was found within the email thread. Now this code node just reformats that, and over here we have a very simple if node. If there's any information missing, it goes down here. If all the information is present, it goes up here. And if the information is missing, as you can see, these are all email reply nodes. So depending on how much information is missing, if it's 5 out of 6 pieces of information missing, if it's 4, 3, and so on, and until 1, then it will reply to the email saying, "Good day, thank you. I noticed you didn't include A, or AB, or ABC, or ABCD. However many pieces of information were missing, it will just reply asking for those exact pieces of information." So the person at the other end knows what to send, which is very helpful in general. And this is for construction, but had we done this for an accountant who needs to do back and forths with documents or requirements, or an insurance broker, or a fund manager, fund broker, there's so many use cases for this sort of automation. And once you have the main sort of crux of it down, the main skeleton of the automation, then you can really mold it into any sort of other automation or use case that you may have, whether you want to sell that to other people, or whether you want to use it for your own business, or your friend's business, or your mother's business, whoever it may be. This covers when the information is missing, when the information is not missing, and everything is present. We get the specific message, and what we do here is we just get the images to then upload it to a Google Drive, because we need those image links to put in the sheet. And then over here we have just some more categorizing of the issues which relate to, like over here we have the category of the issue, whether it's a canopy issue, whether it's a pylon issue, and that's what these guys over here do. So at the start, and this is just a tip, at the start I had this agent do everything. So this agent would look at the thread, it would identify the criteria, it would identify the missing variables, and then it would also categorize the email. It would also do a few other things. And what I realized is that the more information you give to an agent, the more likely it is to fuck up, basically. And the more likely it is to make mistakes and hallucinate, because when there is more information, it means there's a higher likelihood of overlapping concepts where it may be contradicting one concept, or one instruction may contradict another instruction, and that's where it gets confused. So that's just a tip I would give, is if you have a lot of tasks that need to be done by AI agents, split them up. Don't give it to all to one agent who has to go and do the entire job. Split it up into multiple ones. You'll spend the same amount of money on API credits, because whatever prompt you would have had in the other one, you're taking that away and putting it into this one. So for accuracy, it's just a lot better. But yeah, anyways, then it categorizes the AI agents, and it then takes that and uploads it to the Google Sheet, which, as you can see, has a lot of information. Then it replies to the message saying, "Thank you, I have logged your ticket into our system. You provided us with A, B, C, D, Have a great day. Here's your ticket reference number, so it makes it actual unique reference number. Then it goes all the way back to the loop over items, and if there were more emails that got caught in this node, then it will go and run those again. So as you know, loop over items runs it one by one by one. That just also makes it easier. That's in a nutshell what we did for this construction company. And if I can draw it down to one lesson that I learned when creating this, was that creating automations is easy. What's difficult is making them work, and making them work 100% of the time, every day, systematically, no matter what comes in. And the fact of the matter is, no matter what anyone tells you on YouTube, you can't just go and build something that will be working the moment you build it. It's ridiculous to think that, because AI makes mistakes. Automation it's inherent that there are mistakes when you build something, because you can't think of all the data to take into account, right? You can't think of all the little different outliers or variables that might take place in a real world environment. And this works in a real world environment, not because I built it smartly, but because I fine-tuned it every day. And we fine-tuned it every day for about a month or 2 months. And after the fine-tuning, there haven't been any errors, no mistakes, no issues, and it's been running smoothly for the past 5 months. That's what I would say is the main takeaway from this for me, is that you can't build something and expect it to be perfect. That's arrogance. And you have to be willing to, once you build something for yourself or for a client of yours, you have to understand, and they have to understand, that this is a long-term relationship and partnership with you and your clients, or with you and your automation. And it's something that you need to work on every day. And if you do that, it will end up providing the biggest value long term, save you the most time, and make you the most money as a result. That's all I have for now. I'll be showing some other automations this week. I hope you find this valuable. In the comments, I can attach the JSON file or in our community. Thank you for listening.